Hey everyone! So I've been getting so many requests to update this channel, like it's so crazy, and I just want to quickly say a big thank you for you guys, my biggest supporters out there. Really? I just want to say thank you for my biggest supporters out there because I honestly never thought that this channel would be anything. That's probably why I'm not that dedicated to it, because I didn't think it would have a lot of viewers. Right when I try and film a video? Really? I didn't have it. I didn't. Yep. I honestly didn't think it would have that many viewers, and for so many of you to keep coming onto this channel and be like, please update it, please, where are you, please make videos for this channel, I love scary stuff. So I really just want to say thank you for those of you who keep requesting videos, because I love honestly talking about horror and everything about it, but it's just that when I want to sit down and film, I normally film for my other channel, because I honestly don't film enough for that channel as it is. So I've decided, someone recommended that I watch a scary movie once a week and then the next day post a video review about it. So I thought that was a pretty good schedule. I feel like I can do one post a week. I think that's pretty decent. It's 4 videos a month, you know, it's no big deal. And that way I only have to watch one movie a week, which is exciting to me to have an excuse to watch a movie a week. Like I wouldn't do it already. So I am going to be, sorry this intro is a little bit rambly, I just want to give you guys an update on what my plans are for this channel. I'm going to be doing just that. I'm going to do a post once a week. Let's cross our fingers I can actually do this, because who knows what my excuses are going to be for doing this. But honestly, my schedule is so busy right now because I have work 24 hours a week, and then I have full-time class load, and I have an online English literature class, which if any of you have taken literature, it's such a heavy reading class, and I hate reading. I don't hate reading literature, it's just difficult for me to understand most of it, even though I'm an English major. Anyway, moving on, my schedule's just so busy, so it's really hard for me to film and watch horror movies a lot. So anyway, I'm really sorry about the intro. Should have just made a separate video on that. Moving on to the topic of this video, this is a really informal, my thoughts on Paranormal Activity 1, 2, and 3, because I didn't want to sit down and do a formal movie review with an intro like that. So if you want a more formal review, I mean, I'm not even a movie critic, so I don't want you guys getting crazy on me saying that you're not giving, you know, you're not being a proper critic, because I'm not trying to be. I just want to talk about scary stuff. That's all I'm here for. So I don't want you guys to think that I'm trying to be a super hardcore critic, because I'm not. I don't study film. I know nothing about film, the film industry. I know nothing. I took a film class. That's about it, which I loved. Gave me a whole new appreciation for movies nowadays, because we watched all old movies. It was amazing. If you ever have a film class to take at your community college, I really recommend it. Anyway, this video is just going to be my thoughts on it and a brief little description. Well, I don't really know where this video is going to go. Okay, I really don't. But I wanted to do a video on Paranormal Activity because it's one of those scary movies that you either love or you hate. And I feel like a lot of people responded well. Obviously, it started off as an indie film. It was shown, I believe, it was I don't remember where it was shown first. Maybe the Sun, I don't know. Correct me if you know what it is, but it was shown in a city, and it was demanded everywhere, basically. It was shot with like $500 worth of equipment, or maybe a little more. I think that's what the actors were paid, actually, was $500 for the film. They used the real names, in the first one that is. They used the real names of the actors, and that one became so successful, they made a second and a third one. And the setup of the movies is very first person. It's, if you've ever seen Quarantine or Quarantine, trying to think of another one that's like that. I can't think of it, but it's the handheld camera, so it can cause motion sickness, but this one, not so much, because most of the camera work is very steady, because the person's holding it in like the first 10 minutes or so, and then he sets it up in the bedroom, sets cameras everywhere else, because there's crazy stuff going on. The backstory to that is there's these 2 sisters, Katie and Christy, and one of them always was haunted, not really haunted, but it's like a demon thing that is following them wherever they move. It follows, and so was it Christy? Christy is the one in the first one, and she has this demon thing around her all the time, and her boyfriend thinks it's funny and tries to antagonize it and try to get it to show itself and stuff, and that just pushes it to show itself but in a harmful way. And so stuff happens throughout the house. It's like ghostly things. A lot of it is dead time where there's not a lot going on. It'll show like the different camera angles of the night, and you're like staring hardcore at the screen because you're looking for like the door to move like a centimeter, and it does. But then at the end it picks up and a lot more happens, and it's really cool the way they set it up. So it's not 100% like Quarantine where you're like getting motion sickness. Only at the beginning is it really handheld. Everything else is a stable camera setup. Same thing with the second and third one, although the third one I don't think is stable at all. I'm trying to remember. The third one, the only stable camera I think is the one on the fan. If you guys have seen it, the fan in the kitchen, he puts the camera on the fan and it just spins in like its rotary position. That is really crazy, first of all. So there are these creepy things that happen. Most of it is, there's obviously no music at all, so a lot of it's built up suspense by silence, and I really like that, because literally if you go to a movie theater and watch it, which you can't anymore, but definitely if you watch it at home, you want to have the closest thing to a theater experience as you can. So if you have a home theater, you're good to go. Surround sound, good to go. HD, big screen TV, good to go. For those of you who don't have that, it's not going to be as scary. I'm going to be honest. It is definitely more of a theater experience than anything. I obviously feel more afraid when I'm watching these movies in the theater. I saw all 3 of them in the theater. I've also rented the first 2 and watched those over again twice. The third one I've only seen once, and that was when it came out in theaters. And so for the first one, it was such a huge hit, and they made so much money on it, so they made the second one, and it goes out of order. Basically in concept of time, it goes 3, 2, 1. 3 being the farthest back in time, back in the 80s. Then 2 happens. The series in 2 happens before the series of 1. So 1 is at the very end of the story, and that's kind of where it starts. And I think that's cool how they work their way backwards. I think that's really unique, and I like it. I don't want to talk about too much of the plots, because if you haven't seen the series, it'll definitely give stuff away, because at the end of the second one, you figure out the beginning of the first one, and so I don't want to ruin that for anyone who hasn't seen it. Basically, in the second one, it's her sister, Christy, and then Katie's in the first one. I'm sorry, I'm getting so confused. Their names are so similar, so obviously it's confusing. Basically, this might be a spoiler alert, just so you guys know. Might give you a hint on what is going on. Christy has a newborn. She comes home from the hospital. I believe she's a younger one. Yes, the younger one. And she's married and has a stepdaughter, and they have a dog, and their house is like broken into, and that's when the dad decides to put security cameras everywhere. Super nice house, by the way. I was like so jealous the whole time. They'd set you up to jump really bad, so it's a definite jump movie. So if you don't like to jump in theaters, or if you don't like to jump when you're watching a movie, don't watch these, because they set you up to do that very much so. Because the whole first half of the movie, you're like staring, trying to see what it's like, trying to scare you with, and you're like, what the heck's going on? And then like halfway through or towards the end, they do the same thing, and you're staring, and then bam, it like makes you jump so bad. I literally screamed in the second one in theaters. It was crazy. I've never screamed in a movie. I'm not a screamer. I'm hardly a jumper, really. I'm normally prepared myself for a jumping scene, but these set you up so good to jump. Like, you jump really bad. If I screamed, and I'm such a like reserved person, trust me, it's pretty intense. So in the third one, I'm gonna say that I didn't like it as much as the second and third, because if you've seen it, you'll know what I'm talking about right now. I feel like the events that happened in the third one, which is when Katie and Christy were children, keep in mind, because they stay with the same characters throughout all 3 of them, and they're all related and everything. Okay, so the girls are like 8, 5 and 8, or 4 and 8, or something like that. In the third one, it's back when they were children, talking about the demon then and how it was following them then. And I feel like the end of the movie, they would have remembered that and talked about it. I know that they had said in the second one that they never wanted to talk about it because that brought attention to it. But it's like they didn't even care about their past, about what they witnessed and what they saw, because the whole ending was insane of the third one. I was just like, what is happening right now? Just like in the last exorcism, I was so confused. I was like, what is going on? Like, it was crazy. Didn't go with the plot. I didn't like the end. I didn't like how they ended the third one because it was just so unrealistic. I mean, the whole movie's really unrealistic because obviously there's no demons coming at you, closing and opening your doors when you're sleeping, obviously. But I don't know. I feel like they would have like remembered what was going on and why this stuff was happening to them in the second and third one when they were adults. I don't know. It was just weird. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But I didn't like the third one. I liked all the events leading up to it. I thought it was pretty good. It was so similar to the second and third one that it wasn't even like really scary because I had already seen the same thing. So it basically copied itself halfway through, and then the last half didn't make sense. So I didn't like the third one. It was definitely scary. I get scared every time I watch them, but not as much as in theaters, but I don't know. I didn't like the third one, so that's my little thoughts on Paranormal Activity. I love the series. The second one's my favorite by far. It scared me the most out of all three of them. I just love the acting. The first one, the acting is a little horrible. Katie in the first one is a horrible actress. I don't like her acting at all, but I love the acting in the second one. It was really good. And the third one, the acting was really good too. So I really enjoyed that, but yeah. That's my thoughts. Definitely check them out. It's a really good series to watch if you want a new series to look into. It's definitely creepy, and it's not like super gory or anything like that. It doesn't make you nauseous. So if you don't like gore, definitely check it out still. It's kind of, it's a demon-y type movie because it's a demon. So I definitely recommend it, especially the first and second one. Definitely watch those at least. Third one, if you're curious, you can watch it, but I really don't recommend it as a whole movie to watch just for fun. But if you're curious on what their childhood was like after you watch the first and second one, by all means watch the third one, but I don't really recommend it because it wasn't that good. I had much higher expectations on the third one than I probably should have, but it was because the first and second one were so good. I was expecting the third one to be good, so anyway, that's my thoughts. Please leave me movie recommendations because I'm going to have a lot of movies prepared for you guys. If I'm going to do this weekly, so please leave all your movie recommendations down below. And wanted to update you guys, I have decided to watch The Human Centipede. That video review will be coming. I'm not going to say when because I don't know when I'm going to watch it, because it still makes my stomach hurt a little bit when I think about watching it, so I don't really want to watch it. I'm talking really fast right now, aren't I? But anyway, I am going to watch it and I'll review it for you guys because I know everyone says all I hear about it is it's gross and that's it, so I thought I'd give you some insight on what I thought about it, and maybe a little more depth than it's gross. So look forward to that video. I'm not looking forward to it, but I will watch it for you guys because it's my #1 most requested movie to watch. So look out for that. I'm also going to be watching Rec soon, R-E-C dot, Rec, it's I think a Japanese movie. That's my second most requested movie to watch. So those two will probably be my next ones, or I'll do ones that I've seen in the past. I don't know. Haven't really decided. I have to have like a schedule set up, so hopefully I'll be a little bit more structured now. Hopefully I'll post more videos now. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.